should talk about the man who invited Kwame. You see, the United Gold Coast Convention had been formed in 1947 as an amalgam of the Gold Coast People's Party and then Gold Coast National League. Now, the Gold Coast National League had been formed by the Ga people. You understand? Yeah. And then the other party, Gold Coast People Party, like a party by the Achim and then the Akwapim people in Accra. See, we should know that in Ghana we have always had two competing cities, Accra and then Kumasi. Now the Ashanti elite always gathered and found themselves in Kumasi because Kumasi has always been a very big city and ready to meet the needs and aspirations of its people. Now, in the case of the Achim, Akwamu, and the Akwapim people, their towns are their communities are very, very small, and so their communities were not able to accommodate them to meet their needs over there. That's the truth. So they found themselves in Accra, and that was why these Achim and Akwapim people will found that party. Then, this famous Gold Coast millionaire in terms of the past at that time, he was the richest businessman in Ghana called George Alfred Grant, who was a member of the then Legislative Assembly, and Dr. J.B. Dankwa was also a member of the Legislative Assembly. So when Pa Grant, he was affectionately called Pa Grant, when he saw that the country was divided between the Gas and the Achims, and had even heard that J.B. Dankwa was thinking about an independence of the Akan people and was thinking about a country called Akan land. You know, and then the Gans too, this is their capital, you are operating on their land and you are talking about Akan land. So you wanted to coin the word Ga Akan land, which will be our name after independence. And something that was bothering him until his own study later led him to the word Ghana, which was the name of a very famous empire in the Western Sudan, and which, according to Balmer and other studies, earlier studies, have revealed that the people of ancient Ghana, it was the first of all the three major empires, Ghana, Mali, and Songhai. The people of Ghana belong to the matrilineal line, matrilineal inheritance. Number two, their chiefs adorned themselves with gold. Number three, they buried the respected dead with gold and other ornaments. And so therefore, the belief was that the accounts of the modern day Gold Coast then were those who formed the Ghana Empire and migrated here. So, Pa Grant would invite J.B. Dankwa, then a very prominent lawyer, to his house at Poissy Road, Second D, to tell him that, my friend, I'm a very rich man and very soon I will die. Then he was a very old man. I'm ready to finance you, provided you will form a party made up of all the ethnic groups of Ghana, and you combine all the splinter parties. And so J.B. Dankwa went home and did as Pa Grant had instructed him. He formed a party which he called United Gold Coast Convention, and they made Pa Grant the leader of that party, and then the vice chairman or vice president was J.B. Dankwa, and then the second vice, Mr. Justice R.S. Blay and Nzema. Now, the tribal factor here would still work, and we don't have to sweep it under the carpet. The Achims had never felt comfortable with the Ashanti presence anywhere in their time, starting from the war days when Ashanti fought Achim, and their most famous king, Osei Tutu, was killed while he was crossing the River Pra to Achim. And Ashanti will put up another king called Opokuwan. And this Opokuwan will continue the work of Osei Tutu and annihilate Achim, root Achim completely. Then Achim becoming a vassal state to Ashanti, and later Achim would rebel and serve the white man rather against Ashanti interests. The two of them have never seen eye to eye with each other. So J.B. Nkrumah becoming the leader of the UGCC, the people who he selected incidentally were not beyond Ga and Achim. He himself was an Achim royal. You talk about William Oforiatta. You talk about Ekufu Addo from Akwapim, and every the Akwapim royals are also Achims, because the Achim stool is Ofori Penny's stool, then the Akwapim stool is Ofori Kuma's stool. So it is still his household. And then he added Akwaje from a Nkrumah near Nsawam. So if you call that Akwapim or Ga, still within the same. And then the other one, Obechedi Lamte, Ega. So you will see that the UGCC was just made up of Gas and then Achims, and to some extent Nzemes as well, because R.S. Blay and then George Grant were also members. Then when Nkrumah came to Ghana, his friend was Kojobo Otio, and his friend was Komila Agbeli Bedema. So Komila Agbeli Bedema was an Ewe man, Kojobo Otio a Fante man, and Nkrumah himself an Nzema. So you will see that there was no Ga in Nkrumah's inner circle, no Achim in Nkrumah's inner circle. So Nkrumah became his own man, never taking full instructions from the UGCC leadership. In fact, anything they gave him to do, he would rather fall back on Bedema and Botio, and they shaped his whole idea to the extent that when Nkrumah prepared his program as a general secretary of the party, in fact, the moment he prepared the program and showed it to his employees, the first thing he said was that the UGCC should set up offices, branches in every part of the then Gold Coast, which included Western Province, Sagandita, Cape Coast we are talking about, Eastern Province, Accra, Koforidua we are talking about, Transvolta, Togoland Province or territory, Ho, Keta, and then Ashanti Province, Brongahafo and Ashanti region, and then Northern Territories, what is today Northern region, Upper East, Upper West, Savannah, Northeast region. So the leaders did not like it, but Nkrumah persuaded them that getting land and people is what everybody must be interested in, and that is the essence of all the empires. And Nkrumah would say that because Nkrumah had been trained in the United States. And the United States is a country made up of about 50 countries, 50 states. So Nkrumah returning to Ghana, and the size of the then Gold Coast is only the size of Texas in the US or the United Kingdom in Europe. So Nkrumah felt that it's too small for anybody to think that it should be reduced to the Akan Ga area. So he refused that. Then the next suggestion he made to the UGCC leaders was that they should start riots, demonstrations, and all disturbances that will force the white man to give us independence immediately. And they rejected that because they were all full-time businessmen who took politics as a pastime.
And had been trained by the British.
Had been trained by the British, had come back working with the British, lawyers, going to court, meeting British judges, and in the evening will be playing tennis with the British. And Nkrumah didn't have that luxury. So he hated, I wouldn't say he didn't like them, he hated the British, you understand, for colonizing our people, enslaving our people, because he remembered African Americans in America, their plight, their condition. So Nkrumah would be somebody who would never have any respect or any like.
And maybe because they also denied him to become a lawyer.
Well, possibly so, but that one should be of a minor extent.
Yes.
But in reality, he didn't like the white man for making themselves part of our history. So that was the background of Nkrumah, you understand. So because of Nkrumah, the politics on the Gold Coast immediately changed. Nkrumah set up offices everywhere in the country. And when the UGCC leadership was finding it difficult to pay him, Nkrumah offered to work without pay. No money whatsoever. And when they asked him, how would you feed yourself? He said anywhere he went, the people accepted him and he ate with them. You know, he dined with them, he drank with them. And so he was okay without money. So within a short period of time, as the UGCC was found in Accra, Kwame Nkrumah as a person had become so popular in the whole country that the people everywhere, they did not know UGCC, but they knew Kwame Nkrumah as their leader who was bringing freedom to them.